Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryu Gozrar and I'll be showing off a video for, well, a build, sorry, for TvP. And in this build, the idea is we're going to be going for kind of a little bit of a cheeky attack, a little quick rush against the protoss with 3 cyclones and a handful of marines. The idea of this build is to hit them with first a proxy barracks, so after you rally your first worker to make the depot, you're then going to rally out another worker to either here or here for a fake proxy. The idea of this fake proxy is we want them to think we're cheesing them without actually really committing to it. So we're going to go ahead and make another worker. We're going to go ahead and build our barracks right here. Then we're going to send our worker all the way back. And we're going to make a gas geyser here.
Need more minerals for that.
And a gas geyser over here. So it's okay if the Protoss player actually does scout this barracks. As long as they don't scout it in time to where they can kill this SCV, you should be okay. But if they do scout the proxy barracks after it's finished, or they do know it's a proxy, it's okay. The main idea here is we're just trying to like kind of worry them, you know? Fake proxy meta. A little bit of an old meta, as it was a Maru thing to do in 2018, but we can get away without really we can still pull it off a little bit, even though Maru per se has stopped. So we're going to go ahead and start this Reaper. And immediately after the Reaper, you're going to send your SCV here to go and build a depot here. Remember to set those camera hotkeys. And about 82 gas-ish, you're going to pull off a worker, and you're going to build this factory here. Remember the timing is about 1:44. And after you pull off the factory, you're going to pull off 2 guys off each gas geyser. Now we're going to put the Reaper right over here because we're just against the AI. But after that, you're going to lift the barracks up and you're just going to make a reactor right behind the factory. This is one of the more fun builds to do in TvP. It was something I was doing pretty early on at the start of this patch. So we're just going to wait a little bit. You'll notice immediately that we're starting to float 400. So right after that this factory is finished, we're going to go ahead and take our SCV, and we're just going to make a command center. After the command center, we're just going to chill a little bit longer here. Remember to put your guys back in gas as the command center finishes. We're going to send out a worker right over here to make a depot. And then right over here to make the starport once he's done. And we're going to make 2 marines, a cyclone, and we're going to research Magfield Accelerator. Then continue our SCV production. For those wondering why I just pulled off that mule, there's actually a small little bug where if you didn't put it on the right patch, you can sometimes lose out on 25 minerals because it'll carry it and it won't return it. It's not really a necessary thing to do, but it is something you can do that kind of helps you out. It's not always, and it's kind of intuition based, but if you do know it, then that is what it is. Anyways, one cyclone after the other, we're going to go up to about 3 cyclones, and we're going to go ahead and keep on making 2 marines at a time.
We'll need more supply depots for that.
And now we want to start rallying our workers down to the natural. You can send your cyclones out if you'd like. I personally don't like to, as I feel it is too risky. Because one force field or stalkers on the high ground can quickly kill your cyclone, and you're in a bad spot. Now we're going to make a liberator here, and one more cyclone when we get the money. A depot.
We don't have enough minerals.
Remember to path your liberator through here, and then to the main base, as this is going to kind of hit as a little bit of a 2-prong here. We're then going to make 2 more marines. And we're looking for an eBay right about here. And as the eBay is done, we're going to go ahead and start a 3rd gas. I can kind of see that as this like 3rd cyclone is starting to come out, a little bit before really, Magfield finishes up. Now we're going to go ahead and start a medevac. We're going to have this liberator chill right here in the bottom. We're going to grab these marines and these cyclones. We're going to start heading towards the 3rd. We're going to start Stimpack.
We need more Vespine.
2 Widow Mines. Remember to keep on making depots. We actually forgot one of our depots, but remember, you want to kind of keep these units together. and you want to just kind of like head towards their third base over here. We're going to just drop supply because we made a couple mistakes. Remember to start +1 attack. And you want to hit this third, and as you're hitting the third, you want to hit the main base with your Liberator Siege. Remember to start a third base back at home. We kind of just hit this third base. The goal is ultimately to kill it. We're going to start a tech lab here. And we're just going to go ahead and make 3 barracks. One here, and we're going to go for a Widow Mine drop behind this. If you find that the Protoss player doesn't actually have a third base, you should be careful and mindful of the fact that there could be a 2-base all-in, in which case you may have to throw a bunker. Now, after the tech lab's done here, we're going to lift it off, and we're going to make sure we have 2 more barracks on the way. We're going to start our double missile turret up at about 5:50ish to 6 minutes.
Not enough energy.
Remember to keep making 1 depot at a time. Keep making your units, as many as you can. And we're just kind of setting up our infrastructure here. So we're then going to go for 2 mines here. Keep muling. And you're going to see halfway into the starport's reactor, we're going to start our 4th gas. We're going to start 2 marines, a marauder, and we're going to start combat shield as soon as we can. We're going to begin marauder production. 2 more mines. Orbital command center. 2 medevacs, and then another reactor and tech lab.
Don't have enough minerals.
So reactor, tech lab, put the guys in the gas.
We don't have enough minerals. We're done with the. That'll cost more minerals.
Start concussive shells up.
Need more minerals for that.
You can do your Widow Mine drop if you haven't forgotten. Again, we're against the AI, so it doesn't matter too much really.
Command center has been add-on complete.
We're going to start +1 shields. And we're going to just move all these units over here. Remember to keep on making depots, by the way. Little bit sloppy on it, so we're just going to drop 1 supply drop here. Not preferable. I'm a little bit sloppy today, but if you can, try to remember it. Now we're going to start up 2 more medevacs.
We'll need more supply depots. We don't have enough minerals. Additional supply depots required. Not enough.
We're going to go ahead and drop those mules.
Need more minerals for
Remember to keep making depots with this build. It's actually one of the bigger things with this build. You want to constantly be making 2 depots at a time.
I need more minerals for that.
Remember to keep your marauder production on spot.
We'll need more supply depots. That'll cost more minerals.
And as these 2 medevacs pop out, we're actually going to go for our push. Hopefully your first push has done enough damage to justify such a late push. So we're going to go ahead and grab our army.
Need more minerals for that. Ready for dust off.
So we're going to be heading out at about 8 minutes.
Energy's too low.
Keep on making depots. Behind this, we're going to want to start up a... We're actually going to want to scan the third. Typically, you're going to see here what their tech is. If your opponent is on no gas, which we're going to pause the game real quick here. If your opponent does not have their third base gases, you're going to throw down 2 barracks and a Ghost Academy. If your opponent does have their double gas at the third base and they do have Colossus, you're going to stop making Widow Mines and you're going to throw a starport onto the open reactor. At this point, you're going to make Vikings. Or if your opponent does have something like their 3 gases, they do have Colossi, and they do have Storm, or even if they don't have Colossi but they do have Storm, you're going to go ahead and throw down, which we're going to do here, a second starport and a fusion core. And you're going to start libs after about 4 medevacs. And you're going to start your double gas here. And you're going to go for your push, hopefully.
Energy's too low.
Kind of a small push, really. It's okay, though. We have the units behind it to back it up. And your opponent did lose their third base, hopefully. And we do have the Liberator transition on the way. So again, we're just rallying units over here at this point. We're making our Liberator count.
Nothing left in that.
We're going to go ahead and start our 4th base here at about the 9-minute marker. Tech lab over here. After the tech lab, you're going to want to throw down a single armory and eBay. +2/+2 will be a little bit delayed with this build, but that's okay because of the Liberator follow-up. Hopefully by now you've been shredding out a couple of your units. You can kind of see here we're almost like maxed out at a pretty reasonable time. We're going to go ahead and grab our lib range. I personally like to take this as my 4th base and this is my 5th base. We're gonna start that last depot. Mule up. At about 9:45, we're going to go ahead and throw down our Ghost Academy or our Fusion Core and second starport, based on which option you chose. Sometimes they'll have a trapped SCV like this. If you don't, like, if you can spare the APM, just like bring a medevac over and pick it up. Shouldn't happen too much unless you have bad building placement like so, but it happens. So we're going to start our +2/+2 and +1 ship weapons.
Talk to me.
And as you can see, we're about to max out soon, so we're just going to try and fill up our supply with a couple more Liberators. You may reach a position like this where you can't afford that last Liberator. Just kill a Marine, honestly. The Liberator is worth more.
That's going to require more gas.
We're going to start that last Liberator, and you can see at about 10:20-ish, we're about maxed. So now we can do a push here, or you can turtle up if you'd like to. The stall is quite honestly, it's a preference-based thing. If you want to wait for more Liberators, or if you want to be aggressive with the current 6 count of Liberators, 6 or 5 that you currently have, you're going to go ahead and hit the Protoss's 4th base, or their 3rd base, whichever one you find easier to siege. It's not like TvZ, really.
Upgrade is ready for use.
And behind this, you're going to get your 3 Rex, and your 3rd starport. I get medevac speed as well, just because I like the upgrade. And you can kind of see Liberator range is finished as you do your push. Nice time. You can wait for 2-2 if you'd like, or you can go with Liberator range. It's up to you, really. Anyways, that's the build. Thank you everybody for watching, and everyone have a nice day.